Alright, welcome to another edition of JTJU, where we all try to be just a little better at the game of Clash of Clans. It's been a while since we put out another video. Been busy with summertime things and work, but hey, we're back. Wanted to document an attack we've been using at Town Hall 10 quite a bit. Jump 7 Go, or 7 Go for short. One of our Town Hall 10's digs had championed it being looked at, and I, of course, my first response was stupid, as I always say, but he proved me wrong. It's not stupid. It's actually a good attack. So we'll take a look at, I think, 5 attacks here. But before we do, let's give a high five out to our backup band, Rolling Stones with Like a Rolling Stone, because when you've got 7 golems rolling over the fields of battle with 4 jumps supporting them, how could you not be a Rolling Stone? Let's get to it. Okay, with all tactic videos, we'll take a look at one attack and kind of go slowly through it first, walking you through, in this case, the 8 keys of the attack in sequence. And then we'll look at some other attacks after that quicker, so you can kind of get a feel for how those keys apply. But in this case, let's start with the first thing, the right style. The base we're looking for when we're running 7 Go has got to be kind of open, because we want the golems to flow naturally through the base, staying in front of, away from the wizards that are backing it, so that they can continue to clean up and not die. You only got 15 wizards, so you can't really lose many to the ongoing assault, especially area effect from wizard towers and mortars. So in this case, that passes the test. Let's give them a green. The next question is the attack vector, where to come from. You're going to be laying down 3 golem teams, and so you want to attack 1 such that the teams aren't broadsiding, hitting both eye towers at the same time, and 2, make sure you trigger the CC early. That's a little bit debatable by some people, but I think getting it out quicker, make sure that once you're in the mid, you're not distracted, where a lot of potential risks are around you. So the earlier it's better, in my view. Lastly, you want to consider to make sure that your flanking teams, remember there's 3 golem teams, the 2 around the mid ones, are able to make the cuts such that the mid team will flow into the Town Hall core. So either the cuts got to be there by walls or other means, or you've got to make them. In this case, in this base, we're coming from 430, cuts are at 3 and 6, or the flankers are at 3 and 6, and so you can see how that's able to actually enable a mid team to flow right into the Town Hall core. I'm going to give it a yellow though, because the Town Hall, or the CC, was actually in the backside, so I didn't like that. Next thing is the drop of the jump spells. The big thing here is we want to make sure that where we drop them enables pathing such that the golems can cleanly flow forward and tie up the expos. Ideally the flanking team's doing that work so that a lot of health is left for your mid team, but either way, either the mid or the flanks are the key. And then also, if you want to mimic what you're going to be doing later, which is important, but not so much here, drop them in order of flank, flank, mid. So you get that stagger feeling going. In this case, they do it great, give them a green. Next up, you want the golems to go down. You can see here actually that he placed his golems before his jumps, and there's some debate around that, around whether jump first or golems first. I think you can put the jumps first, because it allows the golems to again cleanly move up and engage the first defensive building they need to hit, because what we really need is that spacing between the golems and the wizards. So a little risky here. I'd give him a yellow and his golems down, but you want him again in that order. This time it's important, flank, flank, mid, because you want the flanking golems to move forward quicker to create the cuts. And he did that okay, so I'm going to give you yellow overall. And then in come the wizards, 5 per team. You want to have them backing the golems. You can see here some of his wizards getting pot-shotted because he went a little early. You want to have them again back behind the golems so that they are basically almost 3 to 6 tiles trailing where the golems are, so they don't get sniped by stuff. And that causes his left flank there to die out and risk potentially his queen switching out and rolling left. She didn't, but it could have gone that way and would have been a sad day for him. I'm going to give it a yellow. Next up, we want to drop our royals once the mid-team's finger of buildings is there to just guide us into the Town Hall core, and it does pretty well. I mean, he did give patience for the outside flanker teams to make their cuts. So I think this is a green. So you want to drop your rage such that it enables the queen to be under rage while she's shooting the Town Hall where she spots up. He went with a lightning, which is actually the old school way before the poison spells were introduced. So actually this is probably a red. He would have been better because he had the ability to do it. He was still going the old school way of, lightning and a poison. He was really trying to kill the CC. And speaking of poison, the use of poison right now is probably, if the CC is light, wizards, witches, archers, barbarians, you use it for that. Otherwise, use it for the skeletons in the core so that the queen and king don't get distracted killing them, or spend less time killing them. He uses it correctly, puts the poison in the mid, although I think he was shooting for the CC, but we'll give him a green. Okay, that wraps up the first attack. Let's take a look at 4 more. I think one will be a comparison contrast of a fail and a succeed, and the other 2 will just be different type bases. Let's get to it. Okay, in the second attack, we got a couple different things to point out. I mean, it is the right style, so green there, the attack vector is fine. He's going to be coming from 430. But the placement of the jumps to start is a little concerning, and I want you to look at specifically the 3 o'clock jump, because see how the golems are going to go to the mortar, and then they're going to have the distance from the mortar to that air defense tower versus up to the archer tower is too far. He really wanted to slant his golems up and actually hit that archer tower first, because he's going to end up too clumped in the middle. The other thing you might have noticed is when he dropped his wizards, they were before the golems. Big no-no. We want, again, your golems go down, your jumps go down, flank, flank, mid, your golems go down, flank, flank, mid, 2, 2, 3, and then your wizards go down, flank, flank, mid, 5, 5, 5, right? So a couple different issues with his attack in terms of timing. Ends up where he's at the end, he's gotten the town hall, great job, but we really have 2 goals with this attack. We want to get the town hall down and maintain a spread attack such that we get 40 defensive buildings down to get the 50%, and he struggles to get there when it really shouldn't be this hard. It should be, you know, especially for a mid-level base, he should be able to push as a Town Hall 10 into like 55-60%. Let's look at attack 3. Alright, attack number 3, let's just highlight the things that went wrong and good. Bang, there you go. So 2 issues that we want to point out. 1 is the right style, and 2, the jumps seem to be off. So let's take a look at the attack. Let's take a look at those 2 issues, the right style and the jumps. And what you've got concerning here with this base is it looks like a 7-go base, but that ring of non-defensive buildings around the Town Hall core are a problem. Now the attacker does a good job. Uses the wall at 1130 there and a good team down at 9 to create the 2 main cuts that breaks the inner non-defensive ring, so that the golems that are now coming in at 10 will flow into the mid and defend the king and queen that are moving forward. But in doing so, he gets the Town Hall, but in doing so, notice how he's not having the standard width that you want with the 7-go, which is the width of the base. He'd be wanting to move up that channel over there where the Wiz Tower and archers are shooting at him from 1 and 2 o'clock. And so he ends up with, like, I think 45%. And only gets 1 star, which is kind of a fail. Now you could say, well, shouldn't he really just do a jump there at 1 o'clock, you know, and then he would have had, you know, have the golems, 2 golems up there, 3 in the mid, 2 down low. What happens then, and we actually saw it in the war just now, is that there's not enough defense for the queen and she dies before getting the Town Hall. What you really need is to look at a 6-go attack, drop one of the golems, it's probably your CC, and use a Valk set instead. So 4 Valks in the CC because of all those double buildings side by side. Take a look at it. Something to think about. Let's look at the next attack. Alright, so for the last set, let's take a look at a fail, then succeed on the same base by 2 different attackers. The issue is the jump and the wizard, so watch closely. Notice how you place the jumps more of a wraparound wider than the base, which is a minor issue, but the wizard's dropping, that's where he really went wrong. See how the wizards there are actually in advance of the golems? You always want them behind it, kind of flowing forward. Again, we want that 3 to 6 tile separation so that the golems take all the splash damage, everything, and the wizards just sit there and bing things away. You'll get that nice depth that you see there up at on the top channel from 12 to 3. And that's what ends up resulting in the queen going AFK and running around the side of the base. So let's take it out, look at how it worked the right way. For the success attack, we're going to see a mid-level Town Hall 10, 18, and 20 are the royal levels. Make this attack work on pretty much a max Town Hall 10 base. Some of the stuff is not max, but it's pretty close. But notice the wizards are behind the golems, and the jump points are actually a little bit set back. Gives you that nice push because no wizards died because they weren't at risk. Queen moves into the mid. And the beauty of this 7-go attack, a mid-level Town Hall 10 takes out a max Town Hall 10, 50%. Good job. Okay, that wraps up this Clan War Tactics on the 7-go. If you liked what you saw, give me a like or subscribe out on the YouTube or the forums. Otherwise, high five to you and good luck in your wars. You can see the full write-up on the attack out on our clan site and the link there in the bottom right. Otherwise, I leave you with our outro. What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No,
No, it's the legendary JTJU.
JTJU. JTJU.
What? I like Wryhorn.
You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.